Hi guys, I'm back, and this video I'm going to talk about dental disease in cats, what I've experienced with two of my cats, and what I go through on a daily basis with Rusty, and how I deal with him and his dental issues, along with tips and tricks. So, a little backstory about Rusty. He's 14. I've had him for just over 3 years. He used to be my dad's cat, and then my dad passed away 3 years ago, and I got Rusty after my dad died. So basically, he was the last gift from my dad. And I'd do anything for this cat. He's got a big personality. So on top of Rusty and his diabetes, he also has dental disease. Now, the first visit that we took 3 years ago to the vets, I wanted to make sure that everything was okay with him, that he was up to date on his needles and vaccines, whatever you want to call them. And they took a look in his mouth and they're like, oh my, he needs to have his teeth cleaned. And he was really bad, apparently, and nobody really looks inside their cats' mouths. And when the vet showed me, I was just like, oh my goodness. I've had other cats in my life, and I've never had dental problems or issues to address with any of my cats. And it all varies between cat to cat. Some cats get it, some cats don't. It just happens. So we booked an appointment, and Rusty got his teeth cleaned. And that cost a fair penny. I can tell you that. I think it was about, anywhere between, it was $1,400 and $1,600 Canadian. So it is a lot of money. They have to do blood work, and they have to do a heart thing to make sure that they're okay and safe to go underneath, anesthesia. So there's a lot of prepping to be done before they clean the teeth. And about a year later, I brought him in. He had an issue, and the vet looked at his teeth. And she's like, oh my goodness. And I said, what? And she's like, well, he needs to have a cleaning. And I said, well, are you kidding me? He just had a cleaning like just a year ago. And she's like, well, some cats need to have a cleaning every year, and some cats just don't. So I've been struggling with things financially. I just had Mimi's teeth done about 2 years ago, and it took me 6 months to pay off my vets. Now, I have a really great manager that I deal with at my veterinarian hospital. And so I paid 50% up front, and I paid, I think it was like $100 and some odd dollars a month until it was paid off. So I was lucky. So right now he seems to need another cleaning and some teeth yanked out as well. He's old, he's uncomfortable, and it's not fun. Now, when I first noticed how bad he was when the vet took her fingernail and flicked off the plaque off a couple of teeth. It got to the point where it was up and rubbing on the gum from the tooth. So it was making him really uncomfortable. They had sent him a year prior home with a special dental food. Hills makes it. And the chibble's a little bit bigger. It's got stuff in it, and he ate it for a couple months, and then he didn't want anything to do with it. Some cats will eat it, some cats won't, and he wouldn't take it, even if I presented it to him as a treat, a couple of times a day. It's a bigger chibble as well. It's almost like dog food, and I wish that they would come up with a better brand of size so that it's more targeted to a cat's mouth than a dog's mouth, it seems. And some chibble, I wish that they would come up with a softer chibble for cats that struggle with dental disease and dental problems. So it makes their life a little bit easier. This month at my vet's office, it's Dental Awareness Month. So if you have a local vet that you see, they might have a month set aside for dental procedures, and in that, they might even give you a discount. My vet provides, I think, 10% off the bill if you bring them in February to have their teeth cleaned and pulled and looked at. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I wrote some notes here, so forgive me. Okay, so I noticed also that Rusty was eating less at the food bowls, and he was dropping his food. And that's a sign of uncomfortableness around Chibble, and he was starting to lose some weight. This is way prior to his diabetes diagnosis. So what I tried first was the vet recommended that I soften up at the Chibble, boiling hot water over some Chibble, letting the water absorb, and then giving it to him. And I did that a few times. He wanted nothing to do with it. He's very, very peculiar, very, very picky. So I was like, okay, so I guess I've got to go to wet food. Cats who lose weight quickly, it's not good. So I went and I bought some wet food to supplement his dry food. And he eats about half a can a meal. If I was using Friskies, so if you use Friskies, I just dump the can in a cup and add some boiling hot water, just a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll use my hand blender and go at it. And Friskies is known for chunks of gristle, cartilage, bone. So what I do is I get a little baby strainer and I swish my finger around in it, and all the liquid goes into the bowl, and whatever remnants are left over is stuck in the strainer. So I used to do that. What I really find is a really good food to supplement with is the Blue Buffalo pate. It's the best. There's nothing in there that you have to strain. You just add a little bit of hot water, blend away, put the food in the bowl, the remaining balance in a container, and throw it in the fridge. And he's happy-go-lucky eating that. If you can't get a hand blender that's really good, try a hand chopper. You can get them at, you might be able to find them at dollar stores. This one was $4 at Dollarama. I've gone through a few of these because the pull cord isn't all the greatest. It wears down quite quickly. So if you can get a really good hand chopper, go for it. If not, a hand blender will cost you anywhere between $20 and $40. Depends on what you want. And it's easy to clean. You just add some water and soap and just blend and blend and dump and blend and dump until the water becomes clear. And then stick it back in. It'll balance itself, and it's ready for the next meal. So anyways, that's how I prepare his food, and he eats it 3 times a day, not a problem. And then he was starting to get kind of funny. This is before I started straining, when I was using the Friskies on him. He was getting all these funny looks and stuff like that at me, and that's when I figured there's something in Friskies pate food that is bothering his teeth and gums. He's really sensitive. So I used a strainer and I figured that out. Now, when I use the Blue Buffalo, not a problem at all. Not a problem. But if your cat's making faces, then there's something in the food that's rubbing up against their gums and they're not comfortable with it. So you might have to strain the food. I like Blue Buffalo because it's got nutrients, it's got vitamins, it's got everything that you need to keep them good and healthy. Another thing you can do is putting this in there. It's an oral hygiene solution, and it eliminates bad breath, reduces plaque and tartar. I'm constantly changing their water. every day. Even in their water fountain, I'm dumping out the water, even though it's filtered. There's a filter on it. I dump it because cats are very, very finicky when it comes to fresh water. They have to have fresh water. So this, if you're rich, buy it. You put a little bit in, and it's apparently supposed to help. I had no luck with this. What you can also do is you can buy them a toothbrush set and gum, finger brush. They have it in Walmart. They have it at PetSmart. I think it's just under $10. Do not use people toothpaste on their mouths. Please don't. It's not meant for pets. It'll make them sicker than sick. Use the toothpaste that's provided. And the vet told me 1 to 2 times a week to brush their teeth. Rusty does not like having his teeth buggered with. He's gone so far and beyond brushing. But if you notice a little bit of plaque on your cat's teeth, then start brushing their teeth. It'll save you a pretty penny, I'm telling you. Dental disease is just as bad in cats as it is in people. It'll affect their heart. It'll give them heart disease. It could kill them. So having a proper dental cleaning and pulling is the best thing that you want to do for your cat. And my video is going to cut out.